So, hi, my name is Allie, and I am the creator of Okay to Be Fat. I have been working on Okay to Be Fat for, I believe, 3, maybe 4 years now. I don't exactly remember, it kind of all blurs together. I wanted to start a YouTube channel, so this is a little webcam video to explain why. So this video is a little bit of an introduction to me and my way of thinking about fat activism, and just a little bit of what I want to do or I'm planning on doing. I hope is going to be fun and people will like it. And I just wanted to get like an introduction out there and let people, if they want to subscribe or freak out about it or whatever they want to do, just go ahead and get that out of the way. Two parts. Okay, so first of all, what do I want to do with the channel? I wanted to be able to work on content that was longer, more in depth. I've done some articles on Medium that I think were good, well received, but I'd like to introduce those ideas to a different audience, to go more in depth with some ideas that I have about the history of fat stigma. Like, why is it like this? How did it get this bad? Like, has it, the answer to the question, has it always been this way, is no. I've done enough reading to know that for sure. And so I think when we answer the question, has it always been this way? And the answer to that is invariably no. Then when we search for those answers, we can get an idea of what we can do to change things going forward. And I would really like to work on that and to be a part of that. In-depth kind of dives into topics that I think are interesting. Maybe a little bit of debunking here and there. I've done some of that in the past and it's always interesting. And then just some messages for fat people around, it's not self-esteem, because, I mean, self-esteem is part of it. Self-esteem is an answer to a problem that is internal. And fat stigma is not an internal problem. It is an external problem that is imposed on people from outside themselves. Another thing that I want to get into is to be able to give people some encouragement and to be able to say to people things that I wish someone had said to me. So that leaves a question, or segues well into the question I'm not sure that I've gotten into in the past very much, but the question of what does it mean to say it's okay to be fat? There's the whole channel, all the content is created with the idea of telling people that it's okay to be fat. So why? And like, what does that mean? In the course of the activism that I do, or it occurred to me that if, like, what would have been most useful for me, like when I was a teenager, when I was in my early 20s, when I was like really at a super low place and really vulnerable, like what would I have wanted from someone? And what occurred to me is like what I really wanted people to say, or didn't know that I needed people to say, was that it's okay to be fat, that it's okay, who you are is fine, you don't need to change yourself, there's nothing wrong with you, like you haven't done anything wrong, you're not some kind of body criminal, like nothing is wrong with you. The way that people are treating you is not something that you have brought upon yourself, that is something that those people are choosing to do to you, and that's wrong, and that's what I would have wanted to hear, because I feel like when I was younger I had a lot of anger and pain, and that was really internally directed at myself, because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. I didn't have any idea that there was such a thing as fat activism, although there was. I mean, it's existed since the 70s as an offshoot of feminism and queer liberation. But I didn't know about it. I hadn't heard about it. Nobody told me about it. I found it in my 30s when I was on the internet, and it would have been such a life changer. It would have really changed a lot of things in my life, because it has, and I just, for the better. No one said these things to me when I really needed them, and I just had to muddle through, and I went through a lot of damage and pain because I didn't have access to someone to tell me that there was nothing horribly wrong with me. And I do think a lot of people need that, and that's why the base message of Okay to Be Fat is that it is okay, and that there's not anything wrong with it, that there's a range of sizes of people, going from very thin to very fat, and that's absolutely normal. There's very short people and very tall people, and that human diversity is a wonderful thing, and that we shouldn't expect people to be the same size, because that's a ridiculous thing to expect. Why would that be true when people aren't the same hardly anything else? That's the basics. I'm already keeping a list of topics to get into. I'm sure I can hear people typing right now about health. I'm sure we'll get into health, but not today, because today we're just gonna say it's okay to be fat, or we're just gonna leave it and let people think about it and see what they think. And I guess that's it.